What's good? What's good? What's good? Good morning, man. Y'all wake up and get on in here. Get on in here. Let's get started, man. Get on in here and let's get started. Let's talk about how to turn thoughts into things. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about how to take those thoughts out of your mind, how to take those desires out of your heart and turn them into something tangible. Let's talk about how to turn your thoughts into something you can taste, touch, feel, hear, and see. And in all honesty, you doing it already. We just got to talk about how to do it on purpose. Because your thoughts are already turning into things, but we got to talk about how to maintain the type of thinking that's going to help you do, be, and have the things that you want to do, be, and have. That's what we talking about this morning, man. Get in here, get in here, get in here. I hope everybody having a phenomenal morning. I hope everybody in here is having a phenomenal morning. What's going on, Titus? What's going on, Dallas? Because the fact of the matter is, man, what's up, Ruby? If you could think it, you could do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. If you can't hold it in your head, you can't hold it in your hands. But boy, if you could hold it in your head, if you could hold it in your head, you'll start to do it on accident. If you're tired of being stuck, you're ready for the next level, let's talk about how to get there. How y'all morning going, man? What's going on, Joe? What's up, Samaj? What's going on, Dodge Round? What's up, VP TikTok? Yeah, man, before you could do it, you got to be able to think it. How are you going to do something that you can't even hold it here? You got to be able to hold that vision in your mind. And to hold it in your mind, it requires clarity. You can't get what you want until you know what you want. You can't hit a target that don't exist. And I'm curious, I want to know, do you have a target? What's going on, Pete? What's going on, user? What's going on, James? Do you have a target? Do you have something definite that you're aiming for? And if not, it's no wonder you don't got it. It's no wonder you don't got it if you don't even know what it is. How do you start to get it? How do you start to move towards it if you don't know what it is? So that's my question for you guys this morning. Do you know what you want? Do you know what you want? I know you know what you don't want, but that's not what I'm asking you. Do you know what you want? A lot of times I'll meet people and they know exactly what they don't want. In fact, every time I ask them, okay, so what do you want? They tell me what they don't want. What do you want? I can't keep doing this. I don't like my job. I didn't ask you what you couldn't keep doing. I didn't ask you what you didn't like. I asked you, what do you want? Getting clear about what you want is the first step to getting what you want. What's up, Todd? What's up, D? What's up, Cal? I'm going to say that again. Getting clear about what you want is the first step to getting what you want. You don't even know what action to take. You don't even know where you need to be hanging out. You don't even know what you need to learn. You don't even know in what area you need to grow and develop until you get clarity about what you want. What's up, Cal? What's up, David? What's up, Never? How y'all doing? What's up, Ty? If you could think it, you could do it, man. Now, if you can't think it, how you gonna do something you can't think? Imagine getting in an Uber, right? Imagine getting in an Uber and saying, don't take me to the mall. I hate the mall. It's too expensive. There's too many people. Don't take me to the mall. I hate the mall. And you just shut up. You never tell the driver where you want to go. You just tell the driver, don't take you to the mall. And you shut up and quit talking. How useful do you think that would be? You're liable to end up anywhere because all you told the driver was where you didn't want to go. And that's how a lot of people go through life. All of their conversation, all of their thinking is about what they don't want. But if you ever gonna have something different, you gotta ask yourself this very simple question. What would I rather have? What would I rather have? You gotta give yourself permission to start seeing yourself in a future that might not even be physically there yet. But before you can have it out there, you gotta have it in here. So you gotta start asking yourself better questions. You gotta start asking yourself, what do I desire? You gotta ask yourself that question daily. And not just ask yourself that question and rest past. You gotta sit down, ask yourself that question and give an answer time to come to the surface. Listen to me. You can be, do, and have anything you desire. Hear me when I say this. You can be, do, and have anything you desire. Your only limit in life is your own imagination. And if you can discipline your imagination, if you can discipline your thinking, if you can learn how to use your imagination on purpose, I promise you, You'll be surprised what you can accomplish in 6 months. I promise you 2025 will be a whole new type of party for you. But you gotta learn how to control your thinking. Because the fact of the matter is, if you could do it, if you could think it, you could do it. When you think anxiety, you ain't even got to try to do anxiety, because doing anxiety is the natural flow of what happens after you think anxiety. If you could think procrastination, if you could think limited, you ain't got to try to be limited. Your being follows your thinking. Forget about your doing. Like, people try to change their habits. People try to change what they're doing. You don't got to change what you're doing. What you got to do is change what you're thinking. Appreciate the follow, Twigs. You don't got to change what you're doing. If you change what you're thinking, you'll change what you're doing on accident. Think about it. When you upset, when you mad at somebody and you pissed off, it's very easy for you to run off at the mouth and say things that you might not typically say. But when you happy again, or when you're in a better mood, you go, man, why did I say that? Now I got to apologize. But when you were thinking different, it caused you to feel different. And when you feel different, you have no choice but to act different. You got to get under the influence of what it is that you desire. What do you desire? And when you start thinking about what you want, oh man, ideas are going to pop up. Opportunities are going to pop up. Circumstances are going to pop up. The money is going to show up. People are going to actually want to help you get where you got to go. It's going to be like God is conspiring behind your back to get you where you want to go. But you got to get a picture of it in here. You have not because you ask not. You heard that saying before? But asking isn't done with your mouth. Asking is done in your consciousness. But until you got a clear picture of where you like to go, you don't even know what to ask for. Sometimes when I'm coaching somebody, they'll ask me a question, and I'll go, I can answer that question. But, I think the question that you really want to ask is this question. This the answer. Like, I'll answer what you ask me, but that ain't what's keeping you stuck. This is the question you should be asking. I'm telling you guys, you are not an accident. Let me tell you something. You had a purpose before you had a name. You had a purpose before you had a name. God is not a messy creator. God creates in order. So God didn't create you and then say, let me see what I'm going to do with Tay. Let me see what I'm going to do with Stately. Let me see what I'm going to do with Run. No, God had a purpose. Then he created Stately. Then he created Tay. Then he created Ralph. God don't create out of order. God had a job for Adam to do before he created Adam. He didn't create Adam and then create Adam's purpose. He created Adam's purpose and then created Adam. It's the same way with you. And as you get clarity on that purpose and you start holding a clear image of that purpose inside your head, oh man, you find yourself just moving in that direction. You find yourself just moving in that direction. You find things just happening on your behalf. Think about it. You ever seen an acorn before? You ever seen an acorn before? How y'all doing this morning? What's going on, Michael? Now think about the purpose of that acorn. It don't even make sense. It's an entire oak tree in that little old bitty seed. Think about the nature of an acorn. You can hold an acorn in between these two fingers. It's an entire oak tree in there. I don't care if your goal don't make sense. I don't care if your vision don't make. I don't care if people, man, that's too big. You ain't never going. It's a whole acorn. It's a whole oak tree inside of that acorn. And if that big ass oak tree can fit inside of that little ass acorn, then this little black boy from the projects can grow up, run businesses all over the world, coach people all over the world. If that big ass oak tree can fit in that little ass acorn, this version of you, not some future version of you, not some version of you that's 100 pounds lighter, not a version of you that when the kids go to college, not a version of you 10 years down the road. This version of you can do those things that you desire to do. But it's going to take this version of you getting clarity about what it is that you desire. You can be, do, and have anything you desire. Now, the end of that statement is really important. I didn't just say you could be, do, and have anything. I said you could be, do, and have anything you desire. Desire is one of the secret weapons to manifest. Desire is the glue that holds things together until the momentum gets going. But in order to even start to build that desire, you got to get clear about what it is that you want. You got to get clear about what it is that you want. If you can think it, you can do it. If you can hold it in your head, you can hold it in your heart. Now, if you can't hold it in your head, you're not going to ever hold it in your heart. But you got to start thinking about what you want. I need you to start looking at what you don't want and asking yourself, what would I rather have? I don't like this job. Okay, what would I rather have? I want you to stop getting hypnotized by what you don't like. I want you to start getting hypnotized by what you do like. You got to start living under the influence of your desire. It's completely different when you take an action because you don't want something to happen versus when you start taking action to get a certain result. Let me say that again. Everything changes when you start taking action from the perspective of what you want to happen rather than the perspective of what you don't want to happen. Let me go to work so I won't get fired. Let me do this so this person won't be mad at me. That's how a lot of people live life. They do things to prevent bad things from happening instead of doing things to get closer to the good things that they want. Everything changes. It's not let me go live so I won't lose no followers. Let me go live so I won't starve to death. Let me go live so I can talk to people all over the world, motivate them and inspire them. Let me go live because God gave me a gift and I can't wait to use it. I'm excited to use it. Let me go live because I enjoy going live. I like getting in my flow and just talking. Let me go live because this is how I fuel my business. Let me go live because the energy is different when you're doing something to get closer to where you want to be rather than doing it because of this thing that you don't want to happen. You got to start living your life with the idea of moving toward what you want, not running away from something. Because that thing you're running away from, it exists in here. And this is going to come with you to that new level. So you got to stop running and start living. And the first step to that is getting clear about what it is that you desire. Getting clear about what it is that you want out of life. And holding the mental picture of it. You got to hold that picture of it. What do you want? How will you know when you have it? What's stopping you from having it? What new skills do you need to get it? What skills do you already have that's going to help you get there? What are you going to have to give up to get there? What are you going to have to start doing? What's going on, Jay? If you could think it, you can do it. I need you to say that about yourself. Go ahead and put that in the chat. If I can think it, I can do it. Better yet, screw that. Say this. I can think it, therefore I can do it. I can think it, therefore I can do it. You're already doing this on accident. I'm not asking you to do nothing you haven't done before. If you ever did anxiety, I promise you, you had to think anxiety first. If you ever did procrastination, if you ever did depression, you had to think it before you could feel it. What's going on? Thinking is the prerequisite to doing. And a lot of people out here trying to do success when they haven't yet learned how to think success. There's a lot of people out here trying to do entrepreneurship when they haven't yet learned to think entrepreneurship. There's a lot of people out here trying to rewire their body and trying to change the way they physically look when they haven't learned how to think sexy. You got to do it in your head before you could do it out there. You got to hold it in your head before you can hold it in your hands. But boy, once you start holding it in your head, boy, once you get that clear mental picture of it, I'm telling you, you will start moving towards it on accident. Imagine what it'd be like to wake up with good ideas. You ever woke up out of your sleep with an idea so good you couldn't wait to execute it? Imagine what that would feel like to wake up with solutions to your problem. Because when you got that clear mental image of what you would rather have as you drifting off to sleep, all night as you sleep, guess what your subconscious mind is doing? Combing through ideas, piecing things together, reaching over here, reaching over there. You will wake up with solutions. You will wake up with ideas. You will wake up with energy. You will wake up motivated. You will wake up inspired. The thing that you're missing is not having that clear image of what you want. That's what you're missing. I don't care what they told you. I don't care what they're trying to sell you. The piece to the puzzle that you are missing is a clearly defined goal. Clearly defined goal. When we're working in the influence space and the hypnosis space, one of the first things you got to do as a hypnotist, one of the first things you got to do in a situation that you're trying to manipulate is you got to have an outcome. Know your outcome. I'm not going to see what's going to happen. I'm going to decide what's going to happen. And because I know exactly what I want to happen, I'm going to be able to shift and maneuver and create and come up with ideas that move me in that direction. But when I'm just seeing what happened, I'm at the mercy of the person who's willing to make a decision. Strongest reality wins. I really suggest you start watering the reality that you would like to create. I really suggest that you start watering the reality that you would like to create, because you're going to create something. Look around. Look around. Everything that you can see, everything around you was a thought before it was a thing. The difference is the things that you can actually see that are tangible are thoughts that somebody saw with. This iPhone was a thought before it was a thing. My MacBook was a thought before it was a thing. This cup was a thought before it was a thing. This hat was a thought before it was a thing. You got to start thinking on purpose so that you can start living on purpose, so that you can start doing on purpose, so you can start getting what you want instead of getting what's left. Now, if you're in this room, it's not by accident, man. It's not an accident that you're here. It's not an accident that you're hearing these words. You're hearing these words with perfect timing. We got about 93 days until this year is over. 2025 is going to be here before you know it. I'm challenging you to kick it into action right now. You don't got to wait on 2025 to start living different. You don't got to wait on 2025 to start getting clarity and making a resolution. You can start changing right now. By 2025, you could be on autopilot. By 2025, you can have so much momentum going. By 2025, your life could look different. You can take the last 3 months of this year and change your entire life. You don't got to wait on 2025. But what you do have to do is you got to get clear about what it is that you desire. You got to get clear about what it is that you desire. Thank you, Jay. Appreciate you. If you could think it, you can do it. And I don't know why I'm saying if, because you can think it and you can do it. You got to sit down and discipline yourself to think it. But before you can think it, you got to know what it is. I have my clients fill out this thing called a 5C clarity form. I teach these things called the 5 C's. And the first C is clarity. That's what we've been talking about this morning. First C is clarity, because you can't get what you want until you know what you want. And I see so many people try to set out for goals and they don't know what they want. They know what they don't want. They know what they're running from, but they're not quite sure about what they're running toward. They know the relationship they don't want, but you say, okay, what do you want in a partner? Man, I didn't ask you what you did want. We got to get you clear about what it is you want. Because the reason you keep running back to that old situation, the reason you can't leave that job is, let me tell you something about the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind doesn't work by good and bad. It doesn't put things in piles called good and bad. It puts things in 2 piles, familiar and unfamiliar. And familiar is good and unfamiliar is bad. Even if the unfamiliar is better for you, if it's unfamiliar, it's bad. Appreciate you sharing the live, Elizabeth. So when your goal, the life that you want, is not clear, it's unfamiliar, it's vague. So guess what the subconscious mind does? It moves away from it. If you grew up in a house where abuse is familiar, and not showing love and not communicating and holding your feelings in, if that's what's familiar, I don't care about what you want. I don't care about what you read. I don't care about what you consciously know you should be going for. Your subconscious mind, the part of you that's controlling your blinking, that's controlling your heart, that's controlling your lungs, the part of you that's telling every cell and every fiber of your being what to do and when to do it and how long to do it for, that part of you is going to move towards what's familiar. That part of you is going to move towards what's familiar. So if you want to start having something else, what you got to do is make the something else familiar, or you will subconsciously push it away. How do I make it familiar? Well, first you get a real clear picture of what it is. You define what it is. And once you know what it is, the first step is to start thinking about it. Well, I got to do something, Jay. I know you got to do something, but before you can do it, you got to think it. Think about this. When you watch a funny movie, do you have to try to laugh, or do you just have to watch the movie? Think about it. When you watch a sad movie, do you have to try to get sad, or do you just have to watch the movie? Right? You watch an action movie. Do you have to try to get excited and move to the edge of your seat, or do you just have to watch the movie? Now follow this. If you got a goal, if you got something that you really desire, and you start thinking about it and you start imagining it in a vivid way, you think you got to try to be motivated? You think you got to try to be inspired? You think you got to try to want to take action? Imagine if you go buy a new car tomorrow. You think you're going to have to try to make yourself want to drive the new car? Or do you just want to drive the new car? It's a brand new car. It's faster than the old car. It's shinier than the old car. It's a new car. I want to drive it. If you get your brain a new vision, an excited vision, a clear vision, and you show your nervous system, this is all the ways it's going to be better. This is all the ways it's going to enhance us. You think you're going to have to try to feel inspired? You think you're going to have to wait for Jay or any other coach or anybody else to log on TikTok to get you motivated and inspired? What you think got me going on TikTok this morning? I got a clear picture of where I'm headed. It's an attractive picture. It's a picture that I want. It's a picture that my nervous system can't wait to unpack. So when I get up on and to go on live, and I ain't got to think about what I say. It's a part of me that already has seen the picture. That part of me is working under the surface to hand me the ideas, to hand me the words, to hand me the situations, to hand me everything I need to close that gap. It's a part of you that loves to close a gap. But in order for it to close the gap effectively, you got to define the outcome. You got to know what you want. You can't get what you want until you know what you want. Do you know what you want? Appreciate you, Garrett. Appreciate you. Do you know what you want? I know you know what you don't want. Everybody know what they don't want. My 11-year-old son know what he don't want. My 10-year-old daughter know what they don't want. My 3-year-old son know what he don't want. You got to get clear about what it is you desire. I don't care about what you don't want. If you ever worked with me one-on-one, I get rude. What do you want? Well, I didn't ask you I don't care what you don't want. What do you want? What do you want? Like in my form of coaching therapy, like what I do is, I don't care why you do what you do. I care how you do what you do. Because once I understand how you do it, it's very easy to cut it off and get you doing something else. Why you do it, we can figure that out once we get you feeling better. I want to figure out how you do it. I want to figure out what triggers you to do it. How do you know when it's time to do it? How do you know when it's time to stop? Okay. Well, now let's change it. But in order to do that effectively, boy, I need to know what you want instead. Okay, you anxious, you got anxiety, you got social anxiety. Okay, how would you like to feel when you walk in the room? Man, well, I just don't want to be overthinking. I don't care what you don't want. What do you want? What do you want? Worried about what you don't want is what's keeping you stuck. Focusing on what you don't want is what's keeping you stuck. You can either work on the problem or build the solution. But don't mistake working on the problem for building a solution. They're not the same thing. Don't mistake focusing on the problem as fixing it. Focusing on the problem is going to make the problem bigger. You got to look at the problem and go, okay, what would I rather have? I'm in a relationship where I'm being treated this way and I don't like it. How would I like to be treated? I want to be treated with respect. I want to feel like my ideas matter. I want to feel like I'm in a partnership. I want to feel like I'm a part of a team. I want to feel like I'm valuable. I want to feel like I'm more than a paycheck. Okay, you start thinking about that, oh man, you're going to start coming up with different ideas and moving different on accident. The other person ain't got to change nothing. You're going to change because you're thinking different. And when you change one variable, the other variables have no choice but to change. Right now, I'm in a motivated tone. I'm in an upbeat tone. But if I slow down my pace, instantly, the energy in the whole room shifts. Garrett doesn't have to do anything different. Night Hunter doesn't have to do anything different. Ryan doesn't have to do anything different. One variable changed, and because that one variable changed, the whole room changed. And you might be thinking, well, you the host of the room. You the one on the camera. If Garrett just started putting random crazy stuff in the comments and just started cursing and sending random emojis, that's going to change the flow of the room. Only thing that has to change is one person and the entire room changes. Only thing that has to change is one piece in the relationship and the entire relationship changes. I need you to stop putting the work on the other person. You do everything you can from right here where you are, and let me tell you what's gonna happen. They either gonna rise up and move up to where you are, or they gonna get the hell out of your way. Either way, you gonna win. If you're in a relationship or if you're working for a company that's not treating you the way that you need to be treated, not valuing you the way that you would like to be valued, don't say, well, when they start valuing me, I'm going to start working harder. When they start valuing me, I'm going to be there better. No, I'm going to be a better employee right here, right now. I'm going to do my job to the best of my ability. And y'all either going to recognize that and start to pay me accordingly, or somebody going to drop into my LinkedIn inbox and make me an offer that I can't refuse. And because I've been practicing being a good employee, I ain't got to get there and learn how to be a good employee. Or I'm going to keep showing up, I'm going to keep doing the work, and I'm going to learn this business better than anybody else. I'm going to learn it so well that one day I'm going to go wake up and say, you know what? I think I want to start my own business. I can do this. I'm already doing it for this company. But don't limit yourself waiting on them to change. Don't say, I'll be a better husband with my wife. No, I'm going to be a better husband right now. And you're going to get with it or get lost. I'm going to get my fitness to get, no, I'm going to do it right now. And the other people around me, they responsible for their change. I'm responsible for my change. And I'm going to get a clear picture in my mind of what I want, and I'm going to start building and unpacking that right here, right now. I'm not waiting on nobody else to give me permission to step into my greatness. That's crazy. What am I, a 10-year-old boy? Why am I waiting on somebody else to change before I change? Well, I'm not doing something I got a clear picture in my mind of what I want, and I'm going to start closing that gap right here, right now. I'm not waiting. But you got to get that clear picture. You got to get that clear picture. Nothing changes until you get that clear picture. You tend to go in circles until you get that clear picture of what you want. Like you running, you put another force, a lot of effort, but it's like you on a treadmill. It's time to get off the treadmill and get on the track. But I only want you on the track because you're still running on a circle and running in circles. It's time to get off the treadmill. It's time to get off the track. It's time to get a clear goal, a clear finish line, and start moving towards it. It's time to stop getting in the Uber and telling the driver where you don't want to go. Imagine if somebody got in your car, you picked them up, and they said, don't take me to the mall, man. I hate the mall. You say, where you want to go? They say, I just told you, man, I hate the mall. Don't take me to the mall. You say, but where do you want to go? Look, don't take me to the mall. I hate the mall. It's too many people. It's too expensive. But where do you want to go? And they getting frustrated. I just told you, don't take me to the mall. You would think that person was crazy. But that's how a lot of people go through life. That's how a lot of, I don't like this, and women are all gold diggers, and the men are all the good men. What do you want? Where do you want to go? You never thought about it, Garrett? Man, think about it, man. Think about it. You cannot hit a target that don't exist. But when you get that target, oh man, when you get that target, you start moving towards it on accident. You got to get a clear picture of what it is that you desire. You got to get a clear picture of what it is that you desire. What's going on, darling Nikki? What's going on? So based on everything we're talking about, guys, talk to me. We got any questions? Any feedback? And those of you who hanging out, I'm going to give you the well-formed outcome that you can fill out and start to get clarity on your goals. What's going on, Alyssa? No questions? Nothing? If you could think it, you could do it. If you could think it, you could do it. This stuff is not rocket science. It's simple. It's very simple. Not always easy, but very simple. I'm not saying there's not work to be done, but even the way the work flows changes when you get under the influence of what you want. It's different when I'm going to the gym because I don't want to be fat and I don't want to be sluggish and I don't want my blood pressure to be high. You show up to the gym completely different from when you're going to the gym because you want to look good naked. I'm going to the gym because I got a son and I want to be able to beat him in races for another 10 years. I want to be able to compete. I want to be sexy. I want stamina for adult activities. The energy is different when I go to the gym under the influence of what I want instead of going to the gym under the influence of what I don't want. I show up in my relationship different when I'm saying, well, let me do this so she won't be mad at me. Let me do this so she... No, I show up completely different. I said, let me do this because I'm the best boyfriend ever. I'm the best dad ever. And I hold myself to a certain standard. I'm not living up to their standard. I'm living up to my standard. It changes everything when you get under the influence of what you want and then take action. Stop taking action from under the influence of what you don't want. It slows down your energy. It slows down your ideas. You don't even got access to your best ideas until you get clear about what you want. Figure out what you want. How you don't know where to go. Because if you don't got a destination, you just gonna get in the car and go where you always went. But when you got a destination, you'll do something different. So what you need to do, Gary, is if you go on my link tree, like go on my profile, go on my link tree, and the first block says text me. If you touch that block and you text 1C, it's going to send you a form that you can fill out. And that form is going to help you get the clarity you need. It's going to ask you some really good questions. What exactly do you want? How will you know when you've got it? What will you see when you get it? What will be different when you get it? What's stopping you from getting it? What skills do you already have that's going to help you get there? What new skills do you have to acquire? It's going to force you to really slow down and think this thing out and get crystal clear about what it is that you want. And that's step one. Once you got that picture, oh man, you don't understand the momentum you just gave yourself. What's up, Zach? How you doing, man? Welcome to the room. What's up, Thomas? We sitting here talking about the fact that as humans, you could be, do, and have anything you desire. The fact, not the idea. The fact that you could be, do, and have anything that you desire, and that your only limit is your own imagination. If you could think it, you can do it. If you could think it, you can do it. And if you could think it vividly enough, you'll do it on accident. Your body responds to your mental images. Your body responds to your internal representation. If you can get the internal representation of the future that you desire, you'll start moving towards it. You'll start moving towards it on accident. On accident. How cool would it be to just wake up already moving toward the things that you desire? Waking up with ideas to get you there. Waking up, like you ever woke up with a good idea, like an idea you didn't even consciously ask for. You just like, oh man, that's a good idea. Oh man, I can't wait to kick that into action. It's fun to carry out fun ideas, isn't it? It's fun to carry out good ideas. You don't need to be motivated to carry out a good idea. But until you had a clear picture where you have of where you're headed and where you would like to go, those good ideas don't really show up because it's no end goal in mind. Hey, thanks for the taps. Thanks for the likes. What's going on, William? Guys, if you could think it, you can do it. Your only limit in life is your own imagination. And you got to start using your imagination on purpose. But that requires having a clear image of what you would like to have. It's not enough to know what you don't want. Everybody know what they don't want. The thing that separates certain people from and puts certain people above the status quo is they know what they want. They got a clearly defined outcome about what they would like to have. It's people in the same business as you, with the same skill set and the same background as you. But the difference is they know what they want. What do you think the purpose of life is? To create. To turn thoughts into things. Take the thoughts out of your head and the desires out of your heart and turn them into something tangible that you could taste, touch, feel, hear, and see. That's what I think the whole purpose is. I think we're a creator, made in the image of an all-powerful creator. And the reason we're here is to create. It's to turn thoughts into things. It's to flow love through us and create. What's going on, Naj? How you doing? And if you could think it, you could do it. If you could think it, you could do it. If you can't think it, you can forget about it. You can't do it. But man, if you could think it, you'll start doing it on accident. If you could think it, you'll do it in your sleep. You'll wake up with completed ideas. But you gotta be able to think it. You gotta get clear about what it is you desire. You gotta get clear about what it is you desire. Every day you gotta take time and ask yourself, what do I want? Oh, I don't like that. What would I rather have? And you just keep filling in those details. And as those details get vivid, you find yourself moving toward that thing on accident. You start seeing opportunities. Because a lot of times, opportunity will already be there. but you weren't calibrated to an outcome to even notice the opportunity. You ever did something like that? Like you finally solved a problem, but after you solved it, after you got the solution, you noticed, man, I could have did this months ago. That's all I had to do. I could have made this call months ago. I could have read this book months ago. I could have reached out to this person months ago. You ever had something like that? But without a clear outcome of what you would like to happen. You don't even know those simple things. It's some simple things right now that you could do in your life that'll get you drastically closer to where you want to be. The problem is you don't know where you want to be. You know where you don't want to be. You don't know what you want. I've coached thousands of people. And I'm telling you, most people's biggest problem is they don't know what they want. They know what they don't want, and they're trying to figure out how to get rid of what they don't want. That's not how it works. You don't get rid of what you don't want. You create what you would rather have. And once you got, if I got what I want in this hand and what I don't want in this hand, you think I got to motivate myself to go with this hand instead of this hand? If I got a clear picture of what I want over here, and I know what I don't want, I don't need motivation to go for what I want. I don't need inspiration. It's in my nature to go for the one that's more appealing. Create a more appealing image to start moving toward. Stop focusing on that image that you don't like. Because where attention goes, the energy flows. So what most people do is they put all their energy on what they don't want. They get on the phone and talk about what they don't want. They get on TikTok and watch videos about what they don't want. And when they come across memes that talk about what they don't want, they send them to their partner. They send them to their friends. They whole day they're talking about what they don't want. And this TikTok algorithm, oh man, it's powerful. The more attention you give to that thing that you don't like and you can't stand and this and that, the more of it gonna show up on your timeline. There's some people who can't stand Donald Trump. But when they come across his videos, they talk about him, they like it, and they send it to people. See how stupid this is? Whole timeline. They send them every 4 or 5 videos. It's people who don't like the other candidate. They talk about her. They send her images to people. So their whole timeline becomes this thing that they don't like. Like, you got to realize when you're going through life, wanting something really, 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 really bad and not wanting something really, 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 really bad, vibrationally, they look the same. Think about it. Wanting something really, really, really bad and not wanting something really, really, really bad, vibrationally speaking, are the same thing. Where attention goes, energy flows. So when you say, I don't like this job, I can't stand this job don't appreciate me, this job doesn't value me, I can't keep coming to, what do you want? I need you to stop. I need you to come out of what you don't like to create what you would rather. What would you rather have? I want a job where I feel appreciated. I want a job where I feel valued. I want a job where I feel like my skill set matters. I want a job where they pay me. Start putting your focus on what you want. Start putting your energy on what you want. And what it's going to do is it's going to change the way you walk into the room. It's going to change the quality of ideas you bring into the room. It's going to change your body language. It's going to change your attitude. And either that job is going to start appreciating you, or another job is going to recognize and say, hey, we need them on our team. But if you under the influence of this job that you don't like, and they don't treat you right, they don't pay you right, they don't appreciate you, if you go to a job interview and you take that version of you to the job interview, the other company don't want you. They can feel it. They don't want you. You got to give yourself permission right here from where you at. Not some future version of you. Not a version of you after the divorce. Not a version of you after the kids go to college. Not a version of you that's 30 or 40 pounds lighter. This version of you. You got to ask this version of you, what would I rather have? Appreciate the roles. You got to ask this version of you right here, what would I rather have? And you got to start moving towards it now. Now, the dope thing about it is once you ask yourself that question, and once you answer that question, you'll start moving towards it on accident. Follow me. Appreciate you, Miss Thomas. Welcome to the room. But follow me, guys. When you watch a funny movie, you don't got to try to laugh. Just watch the movie. You watch a sad movie, you ain't got to try to feel sad. Just watch the movie. Bro, I remember my ex-girlfriend used to watch Lifetime, the wives killing husbands channel. And I would pass through the living room and I'd go, man, what you watching? Why are you watching this trash? Now I sit down on the couch. Next thing I know, I'd be like, wait a minute. So she finna kill old boy, and she in the house, and he don't even know she put that in his. Oh man, hold on. Next thing I know, I done spent my entire Saturday watching movies that I don't even like. But once I gave my attention to it, I didn't have to try to get caught up in it. I just gave my attention to it. Gave my attention to it. Next thing I know, 5 hours had passed. I done watched 3 movies. It's the same way with your life. If you get a clear picture about what you want, not what you don't want. What you don't want is what's keeping you stuck. But if you can get a clear picture about what you want and just start watching that picture, just start meditating on that picture, just start visualizing that picture, just start seeing that picture. You ain't got to try to feel inspired. You ain't got to try to feel motivated. You ain't got to try to feel like you could be doing, have anything you do. Just watch the movie. And what a lot of people doing is they continuously watching the movie that they don't like. What's up, Kira? They continuously watching the movie that they don't like, wondering why they feel depressed, wondering why they procrastinate, wondering why they not taking action. Well, look at the damn movie you watching. Watch a different movie. Watch the movie about where you want to go. Watch the movie about the things that you want to have. Watch the movie about the relationship you want. Watch the movie about the job that you want. Watch the movie about the career that you want. Watch the movie about the body you want. Watch the movie about the relationships that you want. And what's going to happen is new ideas about how to get there are going to start showing up. Energetically, you're going to show up different. Your body language going to change. I need you to stop thinking about what you don't want, and I need you to start thinking about what you would rather have. Now, I got this form that I have my clients filled out called a well-formed outcome. If you want one, this form is going to ask you questions. It's going to force you to slow down and figure out what you want. If you want one, go on my link tree, click that first link, and that first link says text me. If you text me 1C, the number 1 and the letter C, if you text 1C together, just 1C, it's going to text you a link for what we call a well-formed outcome. Fill that form out, and it's going to email you your answers back to you, and that's your job, to start thinking about what you desire. And I'm telling you, as you start thinking about it, a lot of y'all who've been watching me stream for a minute, you have heard me talk about what I call the 5 C's. The first C is clarity. That's what we're talking about right now. The reason the first C is clarity, because you got to get clear. You can't get what you want until you know what you don't, until you know what you want. So this is how you get clarity. You fill out that form. You take your time with it. You don't rush through it. You sit down and you take your time and you fill out that damn form. That's how you're going to get your clarity. Now, after we get clarity, we move up to the next C, which is calibration. Appreciate the follow, Mrs. Thomas. Calibration. Calibration is the matter of getting under the influence of your clarity. After calibration, we move up to confidence. Now, my definition of confidence is that I remain so calibrated, it don't matter what happened out there. Right now, I'm so calibrated to the message that I got on here to give. I don't care if it's 6 people in here. I don't care if it's 60 people in here. I don't care if it's 6,000 people in here. If it's 6, I'm not going to get mad because it's only 6. If it's 6,000, I'm not going to get nervous because it's 6,000. I'm not calibrated to that number. I'm calibrated to what I set out to do. As you work through this program and you become confident in what you want, it don't matter if your mom believe in it. It don't matter if your mother-in-law believe in it. It don't matter if your partner believe in it, because you're not calibrated to what they think. You calibrated to what you set out to do. It don't matter what they say on CNN. It don't matter what they say on MSNBC. It don't matter what they say on BBC. It don't matter who's in the White House. I'm not calibrated to anything outside of me. I'm calibrated to my goal. I'm calibrated to what I set out to do. And from there, we move to our 4th C, which is competence. Competence is about the skills. A lot of times people shoot themselves in the foot because they think that step 4 is step 1. Step 4 is not step 1. I hate it when I see somebody go, I'm finna start a business, and they start networking and they start building a website and they go make some business cards, but they ain't got no clarity, no calibration, and no confidence. So they think that TikTok not working. They think the algorithm don't like. No, it's not that the algorithm don't like you. You don't got no clarity, no confidence, and no calibration. So yeah, we saw you was live, but we went in there, you was unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. So we went watch something else. Jay, you don't understand. I've been going to the networking events. I know you went to the networking events, but you was unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. So one person asked you what you do, you said you was an entrepreneur. Another person asked you what you did, you said you was a motivational speaker. Then somebody else asked you what you did, and you said you was an author. And they think you're a liar. When you're not a liar, you just ain't got no clarity. You feel shaky, you feel untrustworthy because you don't got clarity. So people having a hard time taking a chance on you because you're unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident. Step 4 is step 4 for a reason. First thing you got to do is get clarity. That's what we're talking about today. That's what we've been talking about for the last hour. You got to get clear about what it is that you desire. So that's a step that we on right now. That's a step that I help people with right here on TikTok, free of charge. Getting clear. Now, the calibration, the confidence, the competence, and the consistency, that's the rest of this puzzle. Understand, though, that clarity is the foundation of everything. Imagine if you said, I wanna lose some weight. Let's say we got two people. One person wanna lose some weight. I got this other person who wanna lose 47 pounds. They want to be a size large in shirts. They want to be a size 34 in jeans. They want to see 185 pounds when they step on the scale. It's this one store that they really want to shop at, but right now they back just a little too big for that store. But man, they finna lose this 47 pounds, and that's the first store they going to. They already know the outfits they want to buy. They already got some money set aside for when they can fit into the clothes. Which one of those people you think gonna be more likely to cut out carbs, drink more water, take more steps, and take the action to do the thing that they need to do? The person who want to lose some weight, or the person who want to lose 47 pounds, wear a size large in shirts, wear a size 34 in jeans, and shop at this particular store? Which one of those people you think gonna be more likely to move toward what they desire? I'm telling you, we got to get clear about what you want. What you don't want is not going to motivate you. It's going to cause you to procrastinate. What you don't want is not going to breathe life into you. It's going to cause you to stagnate. I need you to get clear about what you want so that you can get under the influence of what you want. For those of you who don't know, my background is in clinical hypnosis. And a lot of the leverage that we use as hypnotists is figuring out, what do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Once I figure out what you want, oh man, you'll be surprised how quickly we can start moving towards it. If I put what you want in the frame of what I want, oh man, we both finna be real happy real soon. But you gotta get clear about what it is that you desire. I came up with this 5C method because I got jealous of my clients. About 10 years ago, I started realizing my clients are getting really good results really quickly. And I started like, goddamn, how they doing? Like I was doing all right, but my clients were like winning, and they were winning big. So I started recording my sessions and figuring out what I was doing. And I realized this 5C process. First thing I always did is got clarity. I helped them get clear about what they want. My doctor said if I don't quit smoking, I don't care what your doctor said. What do you want? My wife said if I don't quit smoking, she gonna leave me. I don't care. If that was gonna make you stop, you would have quit already. She said that, yet you're still smoking. What do you want? Man, I want to walk in the house and smell like cologne instead of cigarettes. I want to be around. I got a 3-year-old daughter. I would love to walk her down the aisle one day. What's going on, goddess? I want to be able to walk up a flight of stairs without breathing hard. Okay, I can work with that. I can't work with my doctor said I'm gonna die if I don't. That didn't work. If that was gonna work, you wouldn't be in my office. I can't work with my wife's. I don't care what your wife said. What do you want? So the first thing I always did is got them clear about what they wanted. Then after we got clear about what they wanted, what I would do is help them to calibrate to what they want. Because it would be like this. They're right here, and what they want is over here. So there's a disconnect. So I would use hypnosis to calibrate them to what they want. Now, when you calibrate it to what you want, it's very easy for you to start taking different action. But when you feel like I'm right here and what I want is here and it's this unclosable gap, why would you take the action? So we would get them married to what they want. We would help them to divorce what they didn't want and help them to marry what they did want. Then the third C is confidence, getting them confident in their calibration. What is confidence? Being able to stay married to this even when they say something on the news that you don't like. Being able to stay married to this even when things get stressful. Being able to stay married to this when this person who you thought was going to support you don't support you. Then we would start the doing. Like, people would come to me because they want to lose weight and stuff like that. And they would think I would say after the first session, hey, you're going to go to the gym. Nope, you're not ready to go to the gym. We got to get you confident. We got to get you calibrated first. And then you'll go to the gym. If you show up to the gym unclear, uncalibrated, and unconfident, you're not going back tomorrow. I give it a week without clarity, calibration, and confidence. This is why most people's New Year's resolutions don't last. They unclear, uncalibrated, unconfident. They doing it because everybody else doing it. They doing it because this is just what people do this time of the year. But they haven't really taken time to get clarity about what it is that they want. Most people, and by most I mean 95% of people, they make their New Year's resolutions under the influence of what they don't want. They don't make them under the influence of what they would like to have. They make them under the influence of what they don't want. You change everything when you start making your decisions based on what you would like to have, based on what you don't, instead of making them based on what you don't want to happen. Imagine if I'm in a relationship with somebody and I'm moving in a relationship. I'm doing all the right things, but even as I'm doing all the right things, I'm doing it from under the influence of, I don't want this person to be mad at me. I don't want this person to leave me. So I'm gonna do this thing because I don't want this person to leave me. I'm gonna do this thing because I don't want to be alone. So you got that version, but imagine if I'm in a relationship and I'm doing the stuff, but I'm doing it from under the influence of what I want to happen. I want to spend the rest of my life with this person. I want this person to feel like the most special girl in the world. I want my daughter to see me treating this person like she's the light of the world. You see, my ideas are going to be better. I'm going to be more creative. I'm going to be more in flow. Because right now I'm making the decisions from under the influence of what I want to happen, instead of making the decisions from under the influence of what I don't want to happen. And that's how most people live life. Let me go to work so I don't get fired. Let me go to this networking event so I won't not have clients. Knock it off. I need you to figure out what you want. I need you to start doing the things that close that gap. And the excitement gonna show up, the energy gonna show up, the vigor gonna show up, the enthusiasm is gonna show up, the charisma is gonna show up. A lot of people, they uncharismatic simply because they're under the influence of what they don't want. It's hard to be charismatic when all of your decisions are being made based on what you don't want. And when you start making decisions based on what you want, you'll be surprised how the shoulders naturally go back, the chest naturally go up, the head naturally goes up, and you just overnight you become charismatic because now you're operating from under the influence of what you want. Now you operate from under the influence of what you want. If you need help getting clear about what you want, you need to go to my link tree. Click the link. So go to my TikTok page. Click on that link in my bio. And if you can look at that first block, it's a block that says text me. If you touch that box and you text 1C to that number, it's going to send you a well-formed outcome. You're going to fill that form out. And that form is going to, give me a second. That form is going to help you get clarity on what it is that you desire. I'm looking at my calendar to make sure I don't got nobody coming in for 8. Give me a second here, guys. Okay, we good. But anybody got any questions based on anything that we're talking about today? Happy Monday, guys. How y'all doing, man? What's going on, Shannon? What's up, Kenyatta? If y'all haven't hit that follow button yet, go ahead. I feel like I got to sneeze. Yeah, if you haven't hit that follow button yet, go ahead. We finna be knocking these lives out every morning, man. We're going to get them knocked out. We finna teach people you could be, do, and have anything you desire. When I say anything, I mean anything. But you got to take time to think about it. This is not going to happen on accident. This is going to happen with you taking the time to think about it. You taking the time to get clear about what it is that you desire. You should be asking yourself daily, what do I want? What do I want? When you see something you don't like, oh man, I would love it if you could make it your automatic thing. When you see something you don't like, instead of getting wrapped up in what you don't like, instead of getting on the phone and talking to people about what you don't like, asking yourself very early in the process, what would I rather have? When somebody disrespect you, instead of harping on the disrespect and thinking about the disrespect, calling you, man, you ain't gonna believe what this person just said to me, bro. Yeah, it got me. Instead of wasting all the energy on that, if you would get in the habit of saying, okay, what would I rather have? Boy, you'll be surprised. People will lose the ability to play in your face. People will lose the ability to play in your face if you could just start early on in the process. Instead of getting hypnotized by the disrespect, instead of getting hypnotized by the betrayal, instead of getting hypnotized by the rude behavior, you say, that was uncomfortable. I didn't like that. How do I want to be treated? Boy, it'd be so easy to start cutting people off. It'd be so easy to detach from things. The reason you can't detach from them is because you wrapped up in what you don't like. You change everything when you go, what would I rather have? Because you got me fucked up. What would I rather have? Okay, this is what I want. And as you answer that question, you start moving towards what you want on accident. As you answer that, what I want to feel respected. I want to feel valued. I want to feel like my words matter. I want to feel like I'm a part of a team. I want to feel like I got somebody in my life that I could call 4 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. It don't matter, and they going to be there. That's what I want. That's what I deserve. That's what I want. Now you calibrate it to that. Now, when you calibrate it to that, and somebody who isn't that tries to come into the midst, you can feel the vibrational separation. You ain't got to ask y'all, like, what you think? You think he a good fit? If you calibrate it to what you don't want, and somebody who doesn't align with that try to talk to you, it's gonna be like they speaking a different language. You're like, no, thank you. You want to drink? Can I buy you a drink? I'm fine. But when you when you under the influence of what you don't want, when you under the influence of the disrespect, and you under the influence of being mistreated, and you under the influence of I'm not valuable, and I know I'm not valuable because this is how this person treats me. When somebody else tries to talk to you, you are under the influence of those things. So you're not gonna attract the person who's gonna treat you the way you want to be treated. You're gonna attract the person who's gonna treat you based on what you are vibrationally aligned to. So do yourself a favor and separate from the disrespect. I'm talking mentally. One thing that you're going to realize as you keep coming to these lives and we do this work and we really unpack like the psychology of how we work is you don't got to change your behavior. You got to change your thinking. Your thinking will change your behavior. New thoughts create new behaviors. You don't got to try to physically change your behavior. You got to try mentally to change your thinking. What's going on? She evolves. Now, as you change your thinking, you're going to act different on accident. As you start thinking about what you want, you're going to act different on accident. As you get under the influence of what you want, instead of being under the influence of what you don't want, you're going to start to act different on accident. So we're not going to be talking about how to change behavior. You change behavior by changing your thinking. New thinking will create new behavior. Now, when you try to create new behavior on top of old thinking, you're wasting time. You try to use willpower to reprogram. You don't use willpower. So you got a conscious mind, you got a subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind is 98% of your thinking potential. You said it was 88. It's 98. 98% of your thinking potential. Guess what? The subconscious mind runs off of feeling and emotion. Feeling and emotion. Guess what that 2% run off? That 2% that we refer to as the conscious mind. It runs off logic, reason, analysis, willpower, and decision making. That's what people try to use to get out of situations that they don't like. That's what people try to use to solve problems. They try to use logic, reason, analysis, willpower, and decision making. It's only 2% of the show. Y'all ever seen that picture of like the iceberg when it got like this much of the iceberg on top of the water, but then you go under the water and it's this big, huge bottom piece of the iceberg? Y'all ever seen that graphic? That's your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. That top of the iceberg, that's that logic, that reason, that's analysis, and that willpower. That's the top piece. But 98% of the iceberg is controlled by feeling and emotion. If we can get you feeling successful, if we can get you thinking successful, if we just get you feeling and thinking successful, it's going to be very easy for you to get that last remaining percent of that iceberg to start thinking and moving successfully. But when the bottom of that iceberg feels like a failure, I don't care how much logic, reason, and analysis and willpower you use, 2% is not going to overpower 98%. Now I'm telling you, the way that you get what you want is by first defining what you want. Do you know what you want? Do you have an idea of what you want? That's step one, getting clear about what you want. And after you, get clear about what you want. After you get clear about what you want, you'll start moving towards it on accident. Get that form in my link tree and fill that form out so you can get clear about what it is you desire. Anybody got any questions based on anything we done talked about this morning? If you could think it, you could do it. Can't think it, can't do it. But boy, if you could think it, you'll do it on accident. Oh, if you could think it, you'll do it on accident. Any of y'all got goals that you're working toward and you don't know where to get started? I just told you, you got to get clear. You got to get clear. If you need help getting clear, there's resources on my link tree that'll help you do that. If you already got the picture, it's just time for you to start thinking about it. It's time for you to start entertaining it. Don't make the mistake that I see so many people make. Appreciate you, I'm her. What's that mistake, Jay? The mistake that I see a lot of people making is they thinking about what they don't want instead of thinking about what they do want. And people are so calibrated to what they don't want that they do it on accident. I see it all the time. I'll ask somebody. Like, I'll give them like the first 5 minutes of the session to tell me what's going on. Then I say, okay, real quick, what would you rather have? And instead of telling me what they would rather have, they will start to repeat themselves about what they don't want. I cut them. I say, okay, yeah, you told me that. What do you want? I didn't ask you what you just couldn't keep doing. What do you want? I just want somebody that doesn't do it, like the focus keeps going to what they don't want. Don't do it. What do you want? Stay on the track. What do I want? What do you want to feel? What energy do you want to carry in the day? What emotions do you want to carry into your day? What type of thoughts do you want to bring with you? What do you want to see? I know what you see. What's going on, Yama? I know what you see, but what do you want to see? What do you want to see? Is this stuff making sense, y'all? Talk to me. Give me some feedback. Let me know. Is this stuff making sense? Is it tangible? Is this stuff that you can see yourself using today? I want you to leave this live with some actionable steps that you could take. If you haven't hit that follow button yet, go ahead and hit that. And tap the screen and hang out with us. The fact of the matter is, guys, the fact, not just some idea, not something that sounds good. The fact is that if you can think it, you could do it. If you could get an idea in your mind and hold it, you're going to start to move towards it on accident. Do you got the picture of what you want in your mind? Do you got a picture of what you want in your mind? If you could cook up a picture, oh man, ideas are going to start to flow. Think about it. You ever got anxious or nervous? You didn't have to try to get nervous. Your thoughts took care of it for you. You didn't have to try to get anxious. You were thinking a certain way and anxiety followed. It works the same way for confidence. You don't got to try to get confident. You got to think about things that spark that inside of you. You don't got to try to get inspired. Think about things that inspire you. Think about it. If you're afraid of dogs, when you see a dog, you don't got to go, it's time to get afraid. Like, no, if you're afraid of dogs, you're afraid of dogs. Your thinking takes care of that for you. It's already things that motivate you. You don't got to wait on them things to happen out there to feel motivated. Start thinking about it. Start seeing it. You got a part of your brain called the thalamus. What the thalamus does is, well, part of what it does, it has a few different jobs, but one of its primary jobs is it brings in sensory information. So the 5 senses comes in through the thalamus, most of them, the visual cortex. Anyway, most of the senses come in through what we call the thalamus, and it goes into your nervous system so that you can respond to it. But you know what else comes in through the thalamus? Things that you imagine. So pretty much the things that come in through your eyes and nose and ears goes into the same part of the brain that the things you imagine goes into. The brain can't tell the difference between reality and something that you visualize vividly or something you imagine vividly. It all goes in one pile. That's why you can watch TV and laugh and cry and get sad and get upset and get excited, even though you know it's just TV. The brain can't tell the difference. It's just information. And it just responds to information. Start giving the brain information that motivates you. Start giving the brain information that inspires you. Start giving your nervous system stuff that hypes you up. Somebody's comments got filtered. I'm not sure what you said. They didn't like it. What's going on, DeMarco? What's up? What's up? What's up? If you could think it, you could do it. You can't think it, you can't do it. But if you could think it, you could do it. I want you guys to start thinking on purpose. I want you to start thinking about the things that you desire. And as you start doing that, man, you will surprise yourself with the progress you can make in a very short period of time. Change doesn't have to take years. Change doesn't even have to take months. You can change in an instant, but the change happens when you start thinking different. And when you start thinking different, I'm telling you, you'll do different on accident. Doing different is the natural result of thinking different. So what type of thoughts are you going to think? Are you going to think thoughts that motivate you? Are you going to think thoughts that uplift you? Are you going to think thoughts that excite you? Or are you going to keep thinking thoughts that keep you stuck? Are you going to keep thinking thoughts that keep you depressed and keep you sad and keep you not moving toward the life you desire? Stop thinking stagnant thoughts. If you want to do some new behavior, you got to think about some new stuff. What's the new stuff that you're going to think about that's going to start moving you towards what you want? What's going on, money? If you could think it, you can do it. If you can think it, you can do it. If you can't think it, you ain't got to worry about doing it because you never will. But if you just can start thinking it, I don't care if it's out of the question for you to do it right now. That don't mean that you can't start holding it in your mind. If you start holding it in your mind day by day, you're going to find yourself becoming the type of person that can do it. But in order to get there, you got to at least start holding it in your mind. You got to hold it in your mind before you can hold it in your hands. And if you just start holding it in your mind, I promise you, you're going to start moving towards it. You're going to start moving towards it. But you got to make a decision, man. You got to realize your only limit in life is your own imagination. That's the only thing that can stop you. Nothing else can stop you except your own imagination. I want you to start using your imagination on purpose. I want you to start using your imagination on purpose. I want you to start asking yourself, what would I rather have? And holding the image of it and watching how you move towards it. If you need help getting clear about what it is that you want, go into my link tree. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say my link tree, right? If you touch up there where it says I Coach Bosses and you go on my TikTok page, you'll see a link on the TikTok page. Click that link and that link will take you to the link tree. On that link tree, we got all types of resources for you. It's free training videos. It's a number you can text to get the form that I've been talking about that's going to help you get clarity. There's all types of stuff on my link tree for wherever you at in your process. Free stuff, paid stuff, wherever you at in your process. There's stuff on the link tree that can help you. But yeah, you can do anything that you desire. What's going on, Destiny? How you doing? Welcome to the live. I'm going to be landing here soon, but I'm just going to chop it up with y'all. How y'all morning going? Happy Monday, y'all. What's going on, Gemini? What's going on, Patrick? What's going on? What's up, Missy? So people who just joining us, what's up, DJ? We've been talking about the fact that you could be, do, and have anything you desire. Anything. Your only limit in life is your own imagination. If you could think it, you could do it. Can't think it, can't do it. Sorry. But if you can hold it in your head, you can hold it in your hands. If you can't hold it in your head, you ain't got to worry about holding it in your hands because you never will. But if you can imagine it, and you can, if you're willing to take the time to see it, if you're willing to take the time to interact with it and hear, oh man, ideas start showing up, creativity starts showing up, opportunities, situation, things that will blow your mind. You just start finding yourself in the right place at the right time. But you got to think it in here before you can do it out there. Then need the other stuff to make it into fruition. You got to know what it is. So as you think it, man, it's going to change the way you move. It's going to change the way you show up to this. So imagine if, let's make this real plain. Let's make it real simple. Imagine if you go to a job interview. But you go through this job interview and your internal thinking is, I'm not qualified for this job. They not gonna hire me. Like, I don't even know why I'm wasting my time and going up here and not finna hire me. Like, you go into the interview with that energy, it's gonna change your body language. It's gonna change the tone of your voice. It's gonna change the quality of how you show up to the interview. But imagine you go into that interview and you go, man, I'm finna go in this interview and I'm finna eat it up. Every question that they ask me, I'm ready. This is my job. I got this. Shoulders back, chest out, heads up, man. I'm finna go into this interview and I'm finna kill it. That you take that version of you in that interview. Now, we can't guarantee you're gonna get the job, but we can guarantee that you got a way better chance than the person with the shitty body language, the horrible attitude, the messed up tone. And make no mistake, they not choosing that body language. They not choosing that tone. They not choosing to come in there like that. Their thoughts chose that for them. But because they can control their thoughts, they got to take responsibility for their body language that comes from those thoughts that they allow themselves to entertain. The way you show up can make or break you, man. What's going on, Blue? The way you show up can be the difference between getting to the next level and not getting to the next level. And you control that by controlling your thinking. Now, DJ, my background is in clinical hypnosis, and we understand that the key to, like, I can't control people, but if I can control your thinking, you'll control me for you. We see it in marketing all the time. Now, I can't make you buy my product, but if I can help you see my product in a certain light, if I can help you make positive associations toward my product, then I didn't make you buy it, but I had a lot to do with it. It's the same way with you. You can't make you be successful. But if you could stop, you can make yourself make positive associations towards yourself. You can help yourself to see you in a certain light and allow this version of you to flow through you. And if you just learn how to remain in that vibration, man, it's only a matter of time before you find yourself in the room with the right circumstances. And because you were the right version of yourself to capitalize on it, people are going to say, oh, man, you lucky. He wasn't lucky. He was prepared. Because you can be in the room with the opportunity, but if you're not mentally right in here, that opportunity means nothing. If you're not thinking the right type of thoughts and sitting in the right type of energy, opportunity or not, you ever squandered an opportunity? You ever got an opportunity that didn't work out? For sure, for sure. What's going on, the epitome of nail therapy? What's up, what's up, what's up? So, guys, what we've been talking about is the fact that you could be, do, and have anything you desire. But in order for that to happen, you got to have a clear picture of what you desire. I've been amazing. We've been working, man. Working, building up some crazy, crazy stuff. But we getting back into streaming. I'm about to start doing the morning stream every morning, guys. So if you haven't hit that follow button, y'all better tap back in. I see a lot of new names, so y'all might not know our work, but we go in, man. We go in. So if you're interested in kicking it with us, go ahead and hit that follow button. And we're going to be going in every morning. If you could think it, you could do it. I need you guys showing up with pencil and paper. And we go in over here. And we're all about actionable stuff. I'm not going to get on here every morning and load you up with a bunch of theory. I want you leaving this live with tangible things that you can do to see immediate results in your life. Now, today, what we've been talking about is clarity. Clarity. You can't get what you want until you know what you want. For sure. That's what's up. How that's going? You can't get what you want until you know what you want. You can't hit a target that don't exist. So many times in life, this is what we see. Imagine if you were driving Uber and somebody got in your car and they said, don't take me to the mall. I hate the mall. You say, okay, where do you want to go? They say, I just told you, don't take me to the mall. I hate the mall. It's too expensive. It's too many teenagers in there. They stealing. I don't like the mall. You know, they charge $200 for one pair of shoes. Who they think paying that for one pair of shoes? Don't take me to the mall. Like, you would think that person was crazy, wouldn't you? But that's how a lot of people go through life. That's how a lot of people go through life. They don't get in the car and say, hey, take me to 3805 North Mayflower Lane. They get in the car and tell the driver where they don't want to go. I don't like this job. I don't like this relationship. I don't feel. What do you want? I need you to get in the habit of asking yourself, what would I rather have? When you see something that you don't like, it will benefit you so much if you could look at it, and instead of getting hypnotized by it, instead of just becoming one with it, if you could stay disassociated from it and say, okay, what would I rather have? Because over there I see disrespect. Over there I see being treated a way that I don't like. What would I rather have? And instead of getting wrapped up in that thing you don't like, you start getting wrapped up in what you would rather have. Man, it's a game changer. People instantly lose the ability to play in your face. People instantly lose the ability to play in your face. Any of y'all ever had somebody play in your face before? It's like, man, you playing in my face. When you learn how to detach from behavior that you don't like, and from right there, while that person's still doing what they're doing, you learn how to energetically connect with what you would rather have. People who try to mistreat you will find themselves feeling stupid. You will find people go, hey, my bad, man. I was just joking. I don't even know why I said that. You go, yeah, me neither. But anyway, I'm telling you, man, it's a superpower to be able to, somebody can offer offense and you got enough mental control that you ain't got to get offended. Just because you tried to offend me don't mean that I got to get offended. I go, wow, like internally go, man, that was rude. I don't know if you know people. I don't resonate with that. I give my attention to people who respect me. I give my attention to people who value my time. Yeah, that's not I'm not finna get offended. I'm not finna get on the phone and talk about it. I'm not, hey, you ain't finna believe what so-and-so. I'm not gonna become a vibrational match with that. For sure, DJ. And it's really hard to do unless you have a picture of what you want. Having a picture of what you want is a game changer, man. Having a clear picture of where you headed changes everything. Having a clear picture of what you want, have an outcome in mind. Stop going through life without an outcome. Know what you want in all situations. Okay, get in the habit to ask yourself, okay, what do I want? What do I want? It changes everything. What do I want? What do I desire? Answer that question, man. It is a game changer. So for those of you who want the form that we've been talking about, let me show you where you can get it at. Let me flip this around. So if you go to the link in my TikTok, you're going to see this form right here. So if you go right here and you touch this, it's going to open up your text messaging app. And if you text me 1C, it's going to send you the free clarity guide. It's a form. You fill that form out, and that form is going to help you to start moving towards what you desire. We also got a free 5C training. Now, 5Cs, what's the 5Cs? The 5Cs is my success formula. Clarity, calibration, confidence, competence, consistency. That's the 5C training. Check that out. You can also join my mastermind. We got the Dreams in Action Mastermind. If you're an entrepreneur in the entrepreneurship, you can get in that community for $1. So if that's something that speaks to you, come on and join us. Strategy calls. You can apply to be in the 5C program. 5C program for people who are ready to take action. If you're not ready to take action, if you're not really ready to have the life you desire, it sounds good in theory, but you ain't really ready to move in that direction, then don't apply for the 5C program because it's not for the weak. Then down here, you can just see reviews about, how we do what we do. But check out the link in that bio, man. We got stuff for everybody. Paid resources, free resources. Wherever you at in your journey, it's something in there that could benefit you. Anybody got any questions before I wrap it up today, man? What's going on, Robo? What's up? If you could think it, guys, you could do it. If you can't think it, you can't do it. Thank you guys for all the taps, man. Thank y'all for all of the gifts. And welcome to the family, man. We had a lot of new people pull up on us today. We'll be back tomorrow. I might even jump on here later today. We'll see. But guys, if you could think it, you could do it. Can't think it, you can't do it. But I'm encouraging all of you to get that form and fill that form out. Text 1C to that number. Fill that form out so you can start creating the life you desire. What's going on, Pink? How you doing? But I'll see y'all later, man. I'm finna jump off.